Hello, good evening. Welcome back to Adam's Bar this week. It was a fruitful week last week, and I hope it was the same for you up until Thursday, Friday in Enugu State. It was really sad what happened in our beautiful city, the city that's in the hands of God. And yes, last week was not good at all. And the fallout of what happened in Lagos, we had mayhem and chaos all over. And eventually, it came to Nigeria. It came to the southeast of Nigeria. And it happened right here in the coal city. It happened in other states too. It happened in Anambra State. It happened in Abia State. It also happened in Ebonyi State, just close by. And it happened here too. So, for those of you who went through it, those who lost loved ones, we commiserate with each and every one of you. And this week we're glad to be alive. Curfew is on, but we're doing what we can to do to make sure you're comfortable. And many people out there are wondering, will these guys actually show up for the show today with the curfew? And because we love you guys so much, we said, well, nothing can stop us from being here with you. So you cool it down and enjoy Adam's Bar right now on solid 100.9 FM, the station that rocks. And you're here with the crew. Super Sam, DJ Good Noise is supposed to show up sometime soon. And we hope that when he gets here, it will be a very good time to hang out. But I did say I have the crew with me. I have Onyengbo in the building, and I have my friend Ebube of Vista.ng. And today we're going to be talking about things that concern you, especially events that happened in the recent past. That's what we're going to be dealing with today. So welcome to the show. Let me say welcome to my friends. Ebube, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, and of course Onyengbo in the building. How you doing, my brother?
I'm getting better.
Yeah. Onyengbo is really under the weather. All the sins he has committed has finally caught up with him. We thank God for all those who had been praying prayers that actually he should fall sick. He's finally sick.
But and drinking energy drink.
I don't know what the energy drink is for. I mean, when aren't you on drugs?
For people who.
Please, I'm not feeling fine. Can you go on?
No, are you not on drugs?
I'm in drugs.
You're on drugs right now.
No, I'm in drugs.
Quit drugs.
Yes, please. Everybody ask him.
It depends. Because, in fact, this thing you said, I'm suspecting this energy drink that he said. Because, sometimes they can. It could be a camel.
Yeah.
It could be a camel. Something must have been mixed with it sometimes. And
we say get well soon.
Amen.
Yeah. I don't think all the other girls would want to say that prayer along with us. But, just get well.
Which girls?
The girls.
The what?
The girls, the women.
The Linda.
The Sandras. And all. So if you really love Onyengbo, please call him and wish him speedy recovery. He had to be in the studio because he didn't want to stay at home because, he's lonely being sick and being at home alone. All right, your time is about 6 minutes gone past 8 p.m. this Monday evening on the 26th day in the month of August. Gentlemen, you agree with me that the month has run so fast that Usain Bolt is actually jealous of this year 2020. It's been a very, very fast year. All of a sudden, it is 26th of October. That means in about 5 days, we'll be out of the month of October, and then we'll be staring in the face of November. God help us. Let's move on to what is the topic for what we talk about. The first hour of Adam's Bar is usually about trending topics, and we're here to talk about what's trending. Everyone knows what's trending now, but let's bring it back again and talk about it. I want to start from what happened about the investigative reporting in Lagos State. A minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria went to the scene of the ENDSARS rally in Lagos and picked up something really peculiar, which nobody had spotted in the last 5 days of what happened in Lagos. Gentlemen, let's talk about that. People are calling him Sherlock Holmes. Whenever you talking slowly, you're about to say something dangerous. Just talk about it. Fashola discovered the camera. How come every other person did not see the camera?
Super Sam, there comes a time
sorry for laughing.
There comes a time when greatness becomes on the people. But this time it becomes on only one person.
Okay.
That person is Jack Bawa Fashola. who had gone.
But what is wrong, gentlemen? It's very probable that camera, nobody spotted it. Where it was, people would have spotted it.
Sammy, that camera must have been infinitesimal. In fact, it must be It must be like a sand in the ocean
No, that
for it
camera.
not to be spotted.
I like to give an excuse on behalf of government, and I hope they will take this advice.
See, you can
That camera was a seed before. When photosynthesis happened, the camera grew.
Sam, you know,
Yeah.
there was a time I talked about government being a voodoo government, and people thought I'm joking. You understand?
Oh God.
But this government has dramatized all shades of voodooism because in a situation whereby the things that we are not now are just as soon as the federal minister got to the scene and things started appearing, we could have called him the power of creation because you know, he makes things that we are
Be
though
not.
they were not.
But Fatshola made a very startling discovery. We want to thank him for his keen eye. You know,
His eagle eye.
his eagle eye. You know, even though people went around looking for bullets to see whether bullets were actually there, nobody saw the camera. When the investigation started, nobody saw the camera. But it needed to take a man who had ruled the state, who knows where all the cameras are, for him to come and spot the camera. Look, he picked this camera out of experience.
A camera that has his lens covered.
And doesn't matter.
Uh,
You
may-
need to
may-
be
may-
you
maybe-
need to be a
maybe-
former governor to be able to pick that kind of
But
camera.
Sammy, he should also acquire the power of clairvoyance to also understand that if you want to play, you play to the full. You understand? So you don't do it haphazardly because you know the youth. Let me tell you something. This generation had gone past their generation. So when they come up with their petty plays, we can spot them. We can spot them. You know, someone said the other time that what an old man sees sitting down.
That means young people were there before. They couldn't see it. So he had to come and look
That's
at
why
it.
we have used our drone to tell him that camera was not there.
The gentleman is our word against theirs. The camera was there. He discovered the camera. We need him
So what's the content of the camera?
They're still being investigated.
But you know, let me tell you something. You know where I get worried because if you can state the authenticity of the camera, that means if tomorrow the government comes and tells you that, hey, Shebi una say we want to know the shooters based on the camera that was discovered by Jack Bauer, that's some talks on hoodlums and some protesters even did the shooting.
Yeah.
So that is where, you know, when we are trying to discountenance whatever the minister was trying to say, we know where we are coming from. Because if you in court, if you accept an exhibit, that means anything that comes with that exhibit, once it's accepted, you should also accept it too. So now if you accept this one, that after the stampede,
and after all these searches,
after
and
the
the cleanings,
drama, after the carnage,
The massacre.
after the
no,
massacre.
they said that word is not right.
Okay,
to
the
use.
carnage. After the carnage.
That word too is too big to use.
Okay, after the shootings.
After the shooting
After
in the
the
air,
fatalities.
it's not the governor said no, it's not fatality.
Sammy, you know, it is one thing.
Is it my state? Were you there?
Sammy, see, it's one thing to commit sin, and it's another to deny that sin. And when you deny the sin of that magnitude, it becomes an iniquity.
Hey, Bobe!
No, I'm telling you.
What have we done wrong?
Sammy, if I kill your loved one, you know that they will be killed your loved one, and they will be not because they will has power. And you come to the television and tell you, no, nobody died. I committed another sin. That one is iniquity. So when they come and try to say this, they think all this ends here. It doesn't. Bible says that if we think that everything ends here, we are of people.
But gentlemen, we have seen some celebrities, some movie actors. Some of them came out to say, if people actually died, they should bring evidence that people actually died.
Some people have died. I even saw people on
missing
people, and we saw people. In fact, today, somebody was confirmed in a morgue who had three bullets.
Is the narrative changing now?
Sammy, we also saw a live video from DJ
Switch.
The night where this evil were perpetrated. I know you also saw.
I saw everything. I'm just reporting what they said. They said.
No.
Sam is playing the devil's advocate. So just allow me. I understand.
we all saw how people were struggling for their life in that video. We all saw what happened. So anybody trying to deny the fact that evil happened on that said day is playing to the gallery.
People are now saying that people didn't die. And Omotala Jalade Kende had come out to apologize for making that statement because she got a reign. The narrative is already changing. Those that create the image have already started working. So now I think the story has now moved from the death. Now we are moving to the Oba's palace, where the staff was taken and
I was reported live on GG.
I have
Yes, you want to buy. You can actually log in onto.
But I heard the staff has been returned.
My position on the Oba's staff of office missing narrative is simple. If nothing has happened to that guy that took it after 72 hours,
should be declared an Oba.
The Oba is just the staff of office is just a stick. You just go and get another one. but that's it. So,
but actually that's it because there's supposed to be some powers.
Yeah. So if
it comes with some powers.
Yeah. So if actually it's a staff of office, the way they in quotes make the Oba look very powerful and of the gods, and the relationship between the human and the gods, which is the staff of office, somebody that is not of the spiritual realm of the Oba touches it. The person one thing or the other.
But gentlemen, in this day and age where the staff of office is handed over by civilian or military governor, that means the military governor has held the staff and given it to you. So nothing happened to you.
There was a time I said here that when things fall apart, Konko said something. He said that the white man came and he put his knife on things that bound us. And then things fall apart. The center cannot hold. When the governors start giving staff of office to traditionals too, that's the time things started falling apart. The governor doesn't have power whatsoever
to crown a traditional ruler.
This tool has been there before his forefathers.
But this thing you guys are saying now, does it now?
Even before the white man came.
Does it cast aspersions? Let me use that grammar on the deities of the traditional rulers all across the country.
No.
If a traditional ruler can be chased out of his palace,
Sammy,
does that mean that every other traditional ruler across the country, the Oba of Benin, the Obi of Onitsha, the Alaafin of Oyo, the Benebene of Tuatuatai, all of those people, do you think?
Sammy, there is a saying in Igbo land that even when the deities start demanding for things that are unattainable, the Igbo man bundles the deity and show the deity the stick that it was carved from. Right?
Yeah. So Igbo.
Ọ bụ na alụsị nabazie ịtago ihe o kwesịrị ịna egosi ya esi eji wee tụ ya.
Well, what the alụsị.
You understand? So now and in Igbo worldview, it is the society, just like the Zulus.
Yes.
Of South Africa, we'll talk about
Ubuntu.
It is the society that is supreme. You understand? Society is supreme over the Igwe. Society is supreme over the gods. You understand? Now, because it is a society that subscribes to the gods. But then, let me now still say, in a situation in the scenario we found ourselves, when an Eze or an Oba or whatever you call him in African tradition, you understand, goes against the dictates that governs a people, he's on his own.
So you're trying to say that his palace was ransacked because he has lost the confidence of his people.
Even the gods have dejected him.
Let's not hear that. Let our brothers from the western part not hear that.
But that is true because
in as much as I want to condemn the attack on the Oba's palace, I also want to say that if the Oba is of the people, the people would have defended that palace with their last blood.
It is the people that is the
you understand?
The people are the stew.
The attack is very wrong, but it speaks volumes that people still went in there and caused and unleashed mayhem they did on that palace. So
Erenu of Lagos had said that these are the monsters that we created, and she was speaking close to what you guys are saying. All right, still talking about what happened in the past week. Let's move on to the mob action that has been a wave all over Nigeria. When I say all over, virtually all the states are taking a timetable to release their wave. Number one, during the ENDSARS protest we had at those states, we had the prisoners breaking free. In other states, I believe there's another state that had prisoners breaking free. And now we have the mob action in Lagos, moved on to other states. Now it has come to the southeast of Nigeria. Let's talk about that, gentlemen. We saw a bad side of it here in Enugu, where there were burning of tires as at last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Eventually, the whole week, Thursday, Friday, they had to be a lockdown, So what do you say about the mob action that happened?
Yes, I will start with the ENDSARS protest. When we were in the street protesting for the end of police brutality and SARS, we did it for the first time, the second time. I think the third day we noticed that strange people were joining the protests for bad intentions. So we have to leave them because our securities are no more guaranteed. So we left the streets for them to continue whatever they plan to do, because the event of I think last Monday at Ogui Junction, before I came to the studio, you remember that day I came late?
Yeah, in the night, yeah.
I was trying to make sure that the people there are not attacked and make sure that they all went home. So I tried as much as I can to make sure that people we came with
went back home.
Yes, before I left them.
So at that Monday night, they were already getting set.
Yes, we already having the feelings that things were not going on fine, because protests will normally come out, do our thing. virtually everybody in Enugu.
Which the government came out. Yes, I was about there.
Yes.
I was a strong part of it.
Yes,
but the government also came out and said the protests were peaceful.
Yes.
They came out with a statement and said it was peaceful.
Yes.
Then it was hijacked.
It was not hijacked. It was attacked. The protest was attacked. So when we noticed that the attack is coming, and we left them so that the government can take charge of the city to make sure that things goes on well. Unfortunately, it went the way it went, and I condemn it in all entirety. That what happened in Enugu shouldn't have happened, and will never. And government should not allow what happened in Enugu to happen again.
Let me ask you: was it inevitable that mob action was going to happen? Is it a copy of what everyone saw in Lagos and thought, let's do this now, let's do this? Lagos is doing it, let's do this now.
Well, I feel government had that unitary power to gather security intelligence and make sure that the state is peaceful, life and property is protected, because it's their core mandate. So I feel that question should go to them, because they will have more privileged information than an average person in the street. But from the street perspective, if you ask me, let's assume the protest was not okay. Let's say the protest, the mob action, it was came on our way to the government. It happened the first day. It happened the second day. It happened. It lasted up to 72 hours.
Yeah.
I remember what I think Abacha said, that whenever there is a civil unrest that have lasted for 24 hours. If nothing has happened, just know that government is involved. I think it's Abacha that made that statement. It's Abacha that made that statement. Yes. So that's exactly what played out, because the first day it happened, I expected the government to move into the streets, at least protect life, make sure that information is properly dispatched.
Yeah.
The Commissioner of Information talk to people. Parents should hold their children. This is no more the protests we used to know. They are no more peaceful. Constantly talking to people.
But what happened to security agencies?
Why the security agencies?
Why did they disappear?
They didn't disappear to an extent. To an extent, they didn't disappear because that morning we started hearing somebody was shot in Ababa, somebody was shot in Emene. Just like play, fake news. When you hear that kind of thing, say no, police cannot shoot now. Why now? Before you know it, you will see video will surface. You begin to wonder. So to an extent, it started like a joke,
and then it escalated.
And it escalated, and I blame it No, it's not time for blame game, but I blame it totally on the government.
Federal or state?
Government is government. Yes, because they failed to protect life and property of the people.
All right.
Yes.
So let's talk about that when we move into this, because we are 23 minutes gone into 8 o'clock, and at this point in time, I'm sure a lot of people listening are itching to be part of this conversation. But
well,
we don't entertain calls right now. What we're going to talk about between 9 and 10 will be very, very interesting enough for you to call in. But for now, it's just a general talk about the trending topics that happen. Okay, we'll come back to you, but let's hear from Ebube. You witnessed it. I believe you were in this state if you hadn't traveled. What happened in Enugu State? I was here in the station when we're hearing that people, there's fight here, there's fight there, go and pick your children, and then all of a sudden Noah's was on fire. I mean, when I say on fire, they had burned tires on virtually all the ways, and guys were standing on the road with sticks, and everybody had to be cutting palm fronds to put on their cars. I had to do that on my car just to pick up my daughter. What do you think triggered this, gentlemen? What triggered this action?
Sammy, I was away at the time it was happening. I was in Uyo at the time it was happening.
And Uyo zone just happened recently.
Yes, I will tell you my experience there. So, but when I was there, I started getting calls from numerous people that mayhem has been unleashed on the city, and I saw videos, I saw everything that transpired. But there's a nexus, and that nexus is that it was after the Lekki massacre shootings, you call them. It was then, yes, a philosopher says that when you make peaceful change impossible, make violent change possible. Right. So when you stifle the voice of the people who are peacefully protesting, you understand, who are well organized and you are protesting, you decide to introduce a dimension, because the only thing that you knew ab initio is thuggery. The only thing you know is using unleashing fear to get your votes. Then you decided to use the same tactics to employ the motor packed out, the urchins of the underbridge, and you feel that when you do that, you can quell a peaceful protest.
But why, gentlemen? Let me ask you this question as you continue this. How come they didn't come out in the first 3 days that this protest happened?
Sammy, because you see that protest. I followed it. I participated. I took it as a divine obligation to always, at least when I woke up in the morning, the first thing I do
is to check.
Is not only check, is to retweet.
ENDSARS.
Yes, so retweet all the retweetables.
It was a responsibility of every young person.
It was a massive movement.
Yes, exactly.
And very organized for every state of Nigeria.
And we all know where we are going. We are headed to a change in the anyhowness of Nigeria.
I'm telling you.
A change in the impunity that has been reigning over this country. That's where we are headed. But the political elites who are united in looting, who are united in greed, decided to introduce another dimension, which is to bring in thugs. And these guys are the monsters they made. When a man is denied of education, he's denied of good living, all he lives for is for now. And they understand this, so they have weaponized poverty. You understand? So they are now using that poverty now to unleash mayhem. Because if you check the peaceful protesters, they are the educated.
Yes.
They are the well informed. Yes. You understand?
There was a real divide. There was a real separation. You could know that these guys were the educated ones. Will we say that it was the illiterates that actually came out for this protest? Will we say that? Yes,
Sammy, I can categorically say it is the talakawas of the societies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly. It is the men at the lowest rung of the ladder that came out to, because these guys don't understand. Their minds are easily controlled, because when you send a man to school, you can't control his minds easily again, because he's exposed to many things. But these guys do not understand anything other than to live for now You understand?
Yeah.
When a man who loads motor, who loads a vehicle at the park, and he earns on the day, maybe at the end of the day he earns 2,000. Then an oloye somewhere will tell him today your work for today, you know, load motor today. Your work for today is to go and
Scatter
these people. Then we are going to give you 2,500. The guy will see it as a day job.
Give you food, serve, give you drink.
It's a hireling.
You know, there was one they caught in Abuja, and he said that they are going to pay him 1,500, and they have not paid him the money.
You can imagine. No, but you know before I started joining politics, before I started going for political meetings and all that, when I used to hear in Anambra they say, this politician shared money. In my mind I was like, oh, maybe they will share like, if I go there I will collect like 20k. That's my mind. I didn't know I was that greedy anyway. So when I now attended first rally,
And they shared 500.
Not that they shared 500. Not that only they shared 500. But that 500 was being torn by three persons. They held the 500 together and tore it together. You understand? So I said, for what reason? Why would I come in the morning
and stay
till night to collect 500? And I'm not even sure about it. That was then I understand how callous.
What of the singing women who just come and collect food and more?
Sammy,
700.
Sammy, this is you know when they talk about ENDSARS.
Like what we saw at the airports one time.
Sammy,
at the opening of the airport.
ENDSARS is a metaphor for the things that have been going wrong in this country.
Exactly.
But you know, people have said that the ENDSARS, we should have focused on ENDSARS, and then when we came out, look at what Rotimi Amechi said in the recent video. Amechi said we were having fun. Number one. Number two, we're asking for the right thing, but he said we're having fun. Number three, he said we had come out and said ENDSARS 1 day, 2 days, and we said if you don't do what we said, we'll come back in 6 months. So he said he shouldn't have stretched that long. That once you heard the demands and you held them accountable,
let me tell you one thing.
And then when you come back, you say, "I will come back if you don't do this."
They didn't believe after Abiola regime of what
the June 12th.
Yeah, the June 12th. They didn't believe that a protest similar to June 12th
can come out again.
Can ever come out again in this country. This ENDSARS was very organic. You can never see anybody that is a leader. There was nobody for them to interface with and share money. So it was difficult for them. So when it started, they were thinking these guys will get tired and leave the street. 1 day, 2 days, we didn't get tired, we didn't leave the street. So they now decided to come in their usual way of winning elections. You know how they normally take the mandate from the people. Because when they say people gave them mandate, I laugh. They take it from the people. So they employ the pattern of taking the mandate from the people. And that is why we are here.
Okay, so Good Noise just stepped in. Thank you very much. We thought you wouldn't make it today, but thank you very much for being here. Good Noise.
It was just that Onyembo gingered me.
That's good, and he's not feeling well, so you can still ginger.
Voice on the radio, so that I can
decide whether you're going to go.
Exactly where I was sitting. Because today I find I find him not to be a saboteur today. So I'm thinking.
Why?
And I know the reason why.
Why?
Came.
Why did he come?
Because he was in the thick of ENDSARS. I saw him on the road that day. Onyembo didn't even bother
to greet you.
I was busy controlling traffic.
He was busy controlling. He was so deep into it. He was so.
I was also controlling traffic at a point.
He's not a youth, but he was youthful.
Anyway, I'm sure you listened on the way coming here. We're just talking about
that day. I discovered another potentiality I have in me.
What?
I have A1 in controlling traffic.
Yes,
Trust me.
there was the way he turns his face.
Trust me.
He doesn't take someone that is inside the car to say.
Just use one finger. One finger movement.
And he was so good at it.
That means he should have been a traffic warden.
About what he was doing is that he wasn't just interested in ENDSARS.
He was also making sure things. That is the organization we're talking about.
That is the organization.
And that was the spirit of
he would
that
have been
protest.
the one to bribe in Enugu that time. He would have been. The government would have gone for none. So especially the Hallelujah boys would.
The Hallelujah boys are not really happy right now.
But
what happened?
Super Sam, we are here today And what happened in Enugu?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, for people, if it's an American guy, he will say he ain't funny.
He ain't funny, man.
He ain't funny, man.
Man, Enugu was shut down. Enugu was shut down.
The thing is that, okay, we still come to our main topic.
Our main topic, yes.
But the thing is, I don't know why people refuse to see the truth when you tell them something. It's just like the thing that happened at Queen's School.
Yeah.
You understand? You're telling somebody there is nothing there. There was nothing there. You understand? I was in my own WhatsApp group trying to tell people I did a DJ work there.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks back, even before the whole thing started.
Okay.
I covered 76 alumni Queens.
Okay.
They built a hostel for the school.
Oh, yes, the blue one.
The blue one.
I saw it on the social media.
That was a class of 76.
Yeah.
And they did that from all the way from US and all that. I covered that.
Okay.
That was when I knew there wasn't anything. I even covered something for the government before, when they shared the palliatives.
Okay.
It was still little then. I came and covered another thing in Queens. Then the whole thing was gone. I came back. It was classroom with this table for WAEC and all those things. We kept telling people that, but one thing I knew, the soldiers were there, that you can't allow these people go in there because there are borders inside there. There are
over 400. I actually saw that.
Some of them did not go because they got caught up in the heat of the whole thing.
Yes.
And they're telling me they were busy trying to show somebody that was shot. I told somebody, just all of a sudden, criminals turn to innocent citizens.
Goodness, I won't allow you to.
You understand?
Goodness, I won't allow you to go to that side.
There's the way.
There's no need. There's no need to shoot anybody.
No.
There's no point shooting anybody.
Okay. Let's come from this angle now. I think this was.
There's no reason.
Gentlemen.
There's no reason why. There's no reason why anybody will die.
All right. Hold on.
There is no reason anybody will.
Gentlemen. Good noise and.
No, to be honest, let me.
They don't even trust each other.
I have information on what happened that morning.
Yeah.
I had five, not even one. I had five people. Five people were told to come in and see for themselves so that they can come out and tell others that nothing is there. But you know how this movement has been. The people there now started seeing those people as their leaders, and they said no, they won't allow anybody to go.
It wasn't the leader
and
thing.
Wait now,
and it was ENDSARS people there.
Wait now, some other people, even the people,
let him finish. Go ahead.
Even the people that were pushing, even the people that were pushing to go and see for themselves, when they saw the arm race where the police and the combined team of police and army were carrying, some of them became afraid that they won't go in because they are not sure if they will come out. You understand? So these are
they were with all surety. They were assured that just bring.
I think this is where I think
these are things that played out that morning. But just like you rightly said, I'll now keep saying it. There are 1,001 ways to even make sure that people did not gather there that morning.
Okay.
Talk more of demanding to go inside that place.
Look at the video that was shown the first time. Even before this thing started, people believed that was people cutting away the Sunday. But if you listen to the thing, it was when the local government people were coming to pick their palliatives.
I think this is where
someone had to go in there.
No, gentlemen, this is where this conversation is going to actually fit into what we're going to talk about in 9 to 10. There was no reason, but gentlemen, there was no reason for shooting. But let's come back to the facts.
Traffic light,
if they actually were looking for palliatives, where did the story come out that palliatives were in Queen's School? The story had already surfaced that it was in Queen's School. Now, if it was in Queen's School, no matter how hungry they say people are, they say there's poverty. They say it's in a girls' school and girls are inside. Was there no level of restraint when someone said, let's go and check? Why didn't people just, okay, our sisters are there, our daughters are there.
They were so blind.
Nobody justifies any shooting. That is what hurts a lot of people, that people were shot. But the truth is, why wasn't there that humanity when we got to that? That means anything goes, anything could happen. It
boils down to communication.
Communication.
The problem.
This protesters from These are hoodlums. These are born criminals that went there.
They protect.
You're just there to. It's not anything that.
But
this
Onyebo,
ENDSARS,
let me ask you a
the
question.
one that
Let me ask you a
will follow,
question.
the one
If
with this,
ENDSARS protesters, if ENDSARS
I'm not
protesters,
saying. I'm not saying.
I'm not saying.
Let
Wait,
him-
hold on.
let
I'm
him-
asking. If ENDSARS protesters, the one you know, the group that had been on from the first day to the third day, if that was the scenario, they now said, there's palliatives at Queen's School. Do you think that the ENDSARS protesters would have gone to Queen's School?
Let me wait.
Let him answer.
Super Sam, let me tell you something. We are mixing up these things.
No, I'm just trying to.
The people, the attacks, the attacks across the country on the palliatives or warehouse or whatever we call it, to me has nothing to do with ENDSARS.
Yes.
That's just like
That's the first thing I want you to understand. It was a birth when ENDSARS started. We started revealing, just like what we say. ENDSARS is a metaphor of what's happening in the society. So the people gathered themselves and started looking for their own, just like we saw on the social media. You understand? Yeah. So it has not the people at Enugu trying to have access to Queens has nothing to do with ENDSARS. For me, that's my own.
Everybody knows that. That's a fact.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, but the fact remains that, like I keep saying this, the problem we had, you see, Ejike Okeke that died because he came to work. The major problem we had that led to his death is because nobody communicated.
Not
this
to
the
him.
rumor. The
Not
rumor.
to whom? Not
Listen,
to him.
The rumor that people are coming. The people are coming. Enugu State was the only place that people were gathering, doing meeting that they are going to attack palliative. Other places they will just wake up and the warehouse is attacked. But Enugu we are doing meeting. The rumor filtered 48 hours. Do you understand? It's more than 48 hours. So governments will swing into action to make sure that they bring out. What will it take the government? Channel TV is in government house. TVC is in government house. There are social media people in Enugu. Carry these people inside that place.
The first failure was a response to
people will see that there is nothing inside there. There is no point people even coming there that morning.
Hold on. I said the first response. I don't want to brag about my state, but I can do it because, Ebube Vista has done a lot about Anambra State. When the stories of
a standard state.
Let me finish talking. I'll switch off your mic here.
A standard state. We'll go to Anambra State.
We'll come to Anambra State.
Where an individual warehouse. Where an individual warehouse.
I want in my house. Why you are doing that?
No, hold on. So in Delta State, the Commissioner of Information actually came to the event center in Asaba, the Dome in Asaba, I think it's called the Dome, and inside there said there's no palliative. They had already set tables for events. And this had happened when they heard about that people were ransacking warehouses. Okay. What we are still saying, and Oyengbo was saying, which I 100% agree, is lack of communication.
Simple.
The person in charge of communication for the Enugu state government would have simply gone to the Queen's School.
Simple.
And said that there is no palliatives here. Follow me around to see. There are no palliatives here. There's something called Facebook Live. You can actually stream it. And then share
even Twitter Live, you can actually stream it. All these are simple.
But it came too late. And when this happened, when the police shot or the police didn't shoot or army shot or army didn't shoot, the question is, could it be avoided? It could have been.
Yeah, very, very well avoided.
And even if push came to shove, you didn't really need to use guns.
You don't even need to use guns. That's why I was doubting if there is a tear gas in this state.
Yes, tear gas. I think we don't have enough rubber bullets in Nigeria. We need to actually budget it in the next budget.
No, Sammy, it's not about that. Let me tell you what
it's only in Abuja we have water cannon.
They subtract.
You can't say. I've said it in this show. Sammy, you can't pour water at people in this town.
Sammy,
we don't have water to pour.
Sammy, the Latin man will say subtractum. The subtractum of the problem we have is, at the basics.
Yeah.
Is what a Nigerian life is worth.
Nigerian life has never really
good. The political elites don't see the lead as having a worthwhile life, because if not, when you said rubber bullets, how much is rubber bullets sold? How much is the allowances of senators? You understand? How much is being committed to the police that get diverted? It's because they believe that the same bullet that was used to shoot a criminal should be used to shoot a citizen. You know, when people talk about hoodlum, I don't want to use that word hoodlum. I will never say hoodlum. Nobody's hoodlum. These are disgruntled citizens. They are not hoodlums. Because they are not. They are disgruntled citizens.
To me. See, if I know what is right and I decide to do wrong, I'm not disgruntled.
Okay.
I'm a criminal.
Okay, Sammy, let me ask.
Is it because we are using hoodlums?
Sammy, let me not ask you. When your government is the one stealing from you, your palliative, they stole it and kept it somewhere. And someone else goes there to collect it and he said the person is a hoodlum. It's not a hoodlum.
No, listen.
Stealing is stealing.
Stealing
no matter
is
the motivation,
stealing.
no matter the purpose.
See, there are things I can say.
The state
No matter who is stealing, no matter who is stealing from who, and no matter who is stealing from who.
Listen to me.
Stealing.
Let me tell you something.
Stealing.
I can bet
No matter the purpose and
my
motivation.
kidney on you that there are certain things you can never do.
Sammy,
I am very sure about what I'm saying. I'm saying it on air. There are some things I know you can never do.
Sammy, because
and it's not because of your. You can process what?
I can process it that way because of the kind of training I have. Someone else.
So what are we saying?
No, you have to
the problem is the family.
Someone else. You cannot vouch. You can't vouch.
If you are brought up in any way,
even if your father was a poor man, there are still people that have integrity.
Just like I cannot go to public office and steal. You understand?
That's what I can bet you cannot do it.
Yeah, but some people are stealing. Some people are already stealing from public office.
And
this, and someone wants to
destroy it.
And someone wants to use. And someone wants to use a wrong to right a wrong. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So I do not have powers. You understand? To ascertain what a particular person is going to process a particular thing to be at a particular point in time. You understand?
I agree with you.
See,
but
Sammy,
if somebody went to steal, if you went to loot, then when the politician or the ones that we say are looting, when they're looting, we don't have any justification to stop them. Sammy, it's the same thing.
Sammy, listen, let me tell you one thing.
I'm trying to tell you that
I still say it. You see, stealing is stealing. No matter the purpose, no matter the motivation.
Stealing.
Stealing is stealing. No matter who is stealing from who.
And let me tell you let me add one more thing to you.
Even if the government is stealing from us or who is stealing from government, he's still stealing. That's my point.
And the thing is that we are beginning to excuse certain actions. When you see a guy going to go and rob somebody online, we say it's because he's hustling. The economy is bad. When you see a guy carrying a gun and going to rob somebody, they say the person is smart and the poor is fighting against the rich. The truth is stealing is stealing. We should not sugarcoat something. A criminal is a criminal. Robin Hood, the famous Robin Hood, was a thief. Let's not whether you say was a thief.
And I also categorically say that a man who collects an allocation and pocket in his pockets
is a thief.
He's a thief.
It's simple now. So we say the same thing.
He has a citizen who is stealing from the public, from what he stole from the public.
And the citizen decided to go and steal. There's no justification for it, no purpose.
Let's
no matter the purpose, no matter the motivation.
What happens
stealing
to those
is stealing.
people that broke into other people's shops to steal stuff? People went into people and looted. Good. So would you say that this one that went and stole from warehouse, whether it was supposed to be theirs or not, and the people went to steal from somebody else's warehouse, they are the same 10 and 10.
No matter the purpose, no matter the purpose,
you went to ATM
no matter the motivation.
You broke into a bank. A thief.
Sammy, yes, I
understand.
A
bloody
thief,
man. A bloody thief, man.
Sammy, wait now.
There's a difference between thief and thief. A thief stole with pen.
Sammy, wait.
A thief.
Sammy,
round off.
Sammy, the aspect I want to go is that you guys have told the line of the citizen who stole. I am standing on the government official who is stealing.
They are stealing. We are fighting them. We cannot be fighting up and fighting down too.
Keep being on the other line.
No. We can't be fighting up and fighting down. We know about the thieves up.
For now,
we started ENDSARS because of the thieves up.
For now, I am concerned.
Why will we start for the ones down?
I am concerned about that thief that caused his own thief in embezzlement. That is where I am.
That is a higher name of thief.
He's a common thief. He's a hoodlum.
He's a thief.
He's a hoodlum.
He's a hoodlum now.
So let's put it that way.
All of them are hoodlums.
Good. So let's not the other person call the other person hoodlum.
No, I am standing here and calling them hoodlums.
Stealing is
the one
stealing.
up and the one down.
Who collects security votes and pocket in his pocket is a hoodlum.
It's a hoodlum. The one that went and stole from someone in a warehouse is a hoodlum. So they are all hoodlums. Gentlemen,
They allow the politicians to pay them so that they can go and carry ballot boxes.
they are hoodlums.
They are all hoodlums.
Please, gentlemen,
So
I think at this time we'll stop.
Stealing is stealing, no matter the purpose, no matter the
Whether
motivation.
the higher stealing is embezzlement, the lower stealing is looting.
Money laundering.
Let's go for a break. This is Adams Bar. When we get back, we'll talk or we'll decide not to talk about what the president said. I'll talk about fake news. DJ Good Noise is up next.